So, Sisyphus is an interesting character in Greek mythology. He was a king who managed to annoy Zeus, which I think annoying the ancient Greek gods was quite an easy thing to do. You just had to say something or consider something, consider yourself good at something or something along those lines. I don't know, I managed to anger them and then they did terrible things to you. I'm assuming they were all really originally written as kind of little moral tales, but what the morality is, who knows? It's strange inbred lot, the ancient Greek gods. Very weird connection. Anyway, so yes, so Sisyphus was condemned by either Zeus or Hades. I'm not quite sure who did the condemning, to push this massive boulder up a hill, and when he got near the top, the boulder would always magically roll itself away and back down the hill again. So he could never get it there, but he was compelled to try and get it to the top. So a Sisyphean task is basically the task that requires a huge amount of labor, but is futile in the end. That's what we use as the terminology from that story. So this game has a slightly alternative look at Sisyphus. Apparently, in this game, so he has decided to find help, and the people who have decided to help him appear to be hamsters, gerbils. I'm not quite sure what they're supposed to be. Small animals of some sort. Let's jump in and have a look at the game and see where it takes us. I'll show you some incremental things. Yes, this is an incremental game. You know me and incremental games. This is another one. So these little entities with like hamster ears or something. So it is the game is called Sisyphus Incremental, and it is by Ericole. If we jump in, we have this little rock that we essentially Sisyphus has decided that what he needs to do is build up his little gerbil army or whatever this is. So he has to make money, and for some reason we can make money by chipping away at this rock. So we can chip away at it, and then we get upgrades, and there is a little upgrade menu that pops out here. For example, at $50, we can see our money in the middle there. We can increase the rock efficiency, so we buy that, and we're now getting 1.5 instead of $1. We can chip away at the rocks. If we click on it to help our little hamster doing it, there's more upgrades, but there's also things we can build here, like we can build a house, and the house comes with another gerbil thing, and we can upgrade the house, and we can buy more associates to help us, and they will chip away at the rock, and we can also upgrade the rock with some more upgrades. So let's get up to 100. Just need to try and get the money rolling in, and then we'll look at the rest of the UI. Currently the upgrades are making our rock clicking more effective, but there are other upgrades for the other structures we can build. So we have well, the next upgrade is $500, but there is something else we can build for $500, which is a factory. And a factory is another way of making money. So if we buy a factory, and then we just need to assign someone to it, and they are now making cash for us in the factory without chipping the rock. As you can see, however, one of our gerbils has gotten yellow, which means they are unwell, which means we need to buy a hospital, which costs us 1,000. So let's work our way up to 1,000 before he keels over and dies. I don't know if he actually does. He probably is just slower because he's unwell. New upgrade is available, but we are powering past that. To get the 1,000 we need to purchase a hospital. And he will now run off to the hospital, spend some time in there, which I think is 8 seconds or something like that. You can click on the info and see the cure time is 8 seconds. Very efficient hospital that. And he's back to work. Let's get up to 500 and buy our next upgrade. And then we'll buy the last building we can buy, which is a gym, which is also $1,000 for the level 1 gym. I like how the factory keeps working even though the single gerbil assigned to it has toddled off to the hospital. We called a gym, but we don't have anyone to assign to it because we only have two of two gerbils, and one's clicking the rock and one's working in the factory. I suppose we can actually just assign the rock one to it anyway. But if we upgrade the house at 250, we have room for an extra gerbil, which we can buy. And he appears and he'll go and work on the rock. We can upgrade the various structures. And now the goal that we are slowly working towards is to build up enough strength to attempt a boulder roll. And we can scroll up and down with A and D. So if we scroll to the right with D, we can see the boulder that we need to roll up. And we are trying to get enough strength to start pushing that up, at which point we'll probably fail. It will roll back down, destroy all the buildings we have built, but it will not destroy the upgrades that we have purchased. And we basically need to rebuild everything, having a bit more money to do it, and get a little bit higher, strengthen our gerbils a bit more, who will then hopefully push the rock further. And I don't know if this game actually has an end. I haven't played that far yet, but that is ultimately the goal, is to try and get the rock to the top of the mountain and possibly over to the other side. So, and that's it. That's the gameplay. That's all I'm going to show in terms of gameplay. Can I talk to you about the critiques? If you are here just for the gameplay, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Boost that engagement, because you departing now actually chips into the engagement. And I would prefer it if this video was more engaged with, so we can work a little bit further towards boosting the channel. And of course, on your behalf, boosting the engagement is good because it tells YouTube that you're interested in gaming videos, which I'm assuming you're interested in because you're here watching this gaming video. Yeah, if you engage with it, you teach the algorithm, you say, hey, I like gaming videos, and YouTube will show you more gaming videos, possibly better ones. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do whatever. Also, I'd like to hear from you guys, so don't forget to drop comments in the comments. And I will see you in the next video. If, however, you are interested in the critique, well, starting at the top of my little list, we're looking at the UI controls. We can affect the music sound levels, we can affect the sound effects, we can turn the screen effect off so it doesn't have the ripples in front of it, which is quite a good thing. So thank you for that. I don't know what this music is. Yeah, I think the UI is fine. Let's talk about the sound. The music is weird and awful. But are there any credits for it? No, not really. Is it something that Eric Cole made? Oh, we can zoom in. I didn't realize that. We can maximize the screen actually. There's no credits button of any sort, so I don't think we'll ever know what the music is. And there's a sort of faint dink noise of money being made. I mean, the sounds are fine to run the game, but I would prefer less strange music and something more chinky for the money. So, I mean, which brings us, I suppose, to the art effect. This is obviously sort of visually inspired by games like Fill the Hole, what was the other one, Dolphs and things like that, where you Dwalls, I don't know, where you have this kind of very fine pixel art on a very flat, 2D plane. There's a lot of games like that. I actually am a huge fan of this art style. I think it looks good. What am I upgrading here? Rock efficiency. All right. I think it's not bad. I think it's good looking art. I think it's weirdly pleasing. It's very strangely satisfying to see this kind of art and to see the world expressed by it. I remember reading books with lots of very, very fine art, like a Where's Wally book, where there's these huge amounts of little details in the artwork, and this seems to generate the same result in me. yeah, I don't know. I like it. I like it. So the art, I'm giving full marks to. The sounds a lot less so. And then we're talking about the gameplay. I don't. I could have done with a bit of a tutorial as to what was going on. I think it does need a tutorial level of some sort. Start upgrading things here. We can buy another one of you. Can we not? Oh, we need to upgrade you as well. Assign another one to the house. Yeah, I think a tutorial to kind of get us going. It took me a while to figure out all the stuff we've gone through, just by clicking on things and going on. Which, I mean, is of course a good way to play a game. Just click around and find things out. But as I've mentioned before, this indie games, especially browser games on itch.io, can be the first step that a non-gamer takes into the gaming world, and they don't know anything and they get easily frustrated because this is new and weird to them. So a good tutorial is really quite useful in games like this, where it's something that's very easy to just, here's a link, click on the link, start playing the game, and a game will go, hey, this is fine, and a non-game will go, I don't know what's going on, I'm not going to click on links like this anymore. So try and introduce people to your game slowly, because they need to know what's going on, what they can do. I think it needs a tutorial. Other than that, the gameplay is fine. It is a normal, pleasing progression game. I think this element with the boulder is very interesting. I like the idea of having this kind of test every so often that kind of resets half of your progression, and then you have to rebuild it with the other half of your progression, so you rebuild it better. It's kind of an incremental progression that I find, again, quite pleasing for my incremental loving mind. So, I mean, if you like that as well, then you'll probably like this game. And the immersion elements, I'd like to know who these gerbils are and why Sisyphus has control over them. I don't know if I got mixed up. I've been reading the sort of summaries of the myths, and at some point I think he repopulated his village from ants, who are the Myrmidians. When something with Zeus or someone killed them all. I think it was him. I don't know. So maybe it's a reference to that, or maybe it's just because this guy had the cute gerbil art and decided to run with that. I don't know. Let's upgrade our hospital. Upgrade our gym. We can assign someone to it. Upgrade our house, buy another person. Oh, we've got a new upgrade, also at 100,000. So let's upgrade our factory. Oh, upgrade there. Boost the functionality, assign a person to it. Upgrade our house, buy another person. So we've got everything covered, and I mean that's obviously where the progression is, that you keep tucking these little gerbils into their various locations, try and make more money, and build this up to the point where you can start pushing this thing up the hill. And I don't know, but I believe that that's what is going on here with the gym. The more strength per second you build, the more they'll be good at their attempts to push the boulder up the hill and try and get further up the hill with it. I like it. I think this is a clever game with clever progression elements in it, and it's described as a short game, but I don't believe it is. I think it can actually consume you for quite some time. There's some good cyclic elements in it that make it a good game. And that's it for my critique. So come play the game. Link in the description. Enjoy the quality of life controls. Thank you, developer, for doing that. I like the fact that it's a saving game. There's not much information here, but I mean some of this could be in here as a little button going what's going on or something like that. Put info in your games, guys. It's quite important for people to have a flag that they can get behind, to have a reason to care about your game. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you come play this game. I hope you come give the devs some love, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.